The fifth book is still coming out. It's from Pierce Brown, and it's very popular, and it's just a really great listen to if you guys are into that. It's a beautiful story.
So, like, can you give us just a, like, what is the story about?
I can, but if I tell you, then you're not going to listen to it because
Okay, yeah, you're
It's
right.
not good, huh?
it has to do with like living on Mars and stuff like that. And it's like people just like, oh, fuck it, I'm out. Okay. But it really is a crazy good, like very immersive kind of Game of Thrones scope kind of story.
Okay.
I love Game of Thrones. I
Good
could get
deal.
down with that.
All right, so check that out. Semi-weird. Yeah, you kind of touched on that a little bit, Cass.
I'm going to continue to explore shock rubs because it is semi-weird, but very fascinating at the same time.
I'm looking at one of the pictures now.
Yeah.
And I want you to give some feedback after you try those.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. For sure. I have a friend that's over in the States right now, and she said I could send her like things off Amazon or the interwebs to bring back because I don't know if they do international shipping. And I'm debating if I want to take the risk of sending a, rose quartz dick-shaped stone to her house.
Well, whatever you do, I'm pretty sure that whatever you do as far as a review on this podcast will definitely replace podcast number 10.
You know what? There's one right here that looks like a really pretty paperweight.
Yeah. I mean, they can double in purpose. It's kind of cool, though, if you think about it that way, because you could hold down papers on your desk and then after you get done working, watch some porn and turn that paperweight into a fuckable object. That's kind of cool.
Well, and this one kind of, this one looks like it could be like one of those massage stones. Paperweight.
There are HR departments around the globe right now losing their shit.
They're going to start looking for crystals on people's desks.
There's going to be a memo on all desktop items have to be reviewed.
If your office smells a little fishy, we're going to inspect your paperweights.
What in the hell? Why did you go there?
I don't like it.
Okay, sorry.
I don't like it.
Last episode, I was hemming and hawing about the fact that I have to have the talk with my daughter.
I know. And how is that? Have you made progress in that area?
I did. I had the talk. I've sent the audio to Brian, and I have a feeling there is quite a bit to unpack. So we'll probably do this one when a little bit more time is passed, but
that audio was so awkward. It was it was the most awkward I've ever been listening to. And I only heard one side of the conversation because you couldn't really hear.
And that's the bummer.
But no, I don't think it's a bummer. I think it actually is beautiful. Like, I can't wait for us to get to that episode because it is crazy awkward. And
all in all, it went well, though. Like, without giving away too much for the next episode, we talk about this. But all in all,
what was the show? The show that you were referencing a show.
Okay. So we've been watching The Bachelor. And
so that's my point. You're literally using The Bachelor as a basis to explain
point of reference
sexual activity.
God, I know. There's got to be so many people that are like rolling their eyes, like, where are child services in this situation? And they just can't stop talking about this guy being a virgin and doing different innuendos. And so I was like, I have got to, and they are approaching difficult subjects. There's this one chick that was sexually assaulted in college, and she talks about it. I'm like, okay. But what really brought this up is we watched the State of the Union, and my daughter starts crying. We are not a political podcast, and you can save the poor rating if you want to. But during the State of the Union, he throws in, and we're going to go ahead and handle late-term abortions too.
Oh, God.
Or when you have complications. And my daughter looks at me and she's like, what? Oh, honey, you're going to be fine. And she was just like, That could wait, what? I was like, it's late term abortion. Like if there's a complication and a medical reason, like it would terminate the pregnancy. She's like, that could totally happen to me. And I'm not going to be able to like choose what I want to do. And I was just like, honey, do not, we will figure stuff out. You're going to be fine. And so I figured you're already worried about your rights.
Was that it? Was it the sad, very, very sad reality that there's a group of people making laws that impact your body and what you do with it?
And she doesn't technically know how the baby's going to get into her body, but she's already in tears about an abortion. So I was like, I probably need to speed up this.
But she knows what that is? She's heard that term before? Like that's something she...
I guess. Yeah.
At that age, I just have no idea at that age.
I mean, we're not having, I don't know, but
I don't know how that enters her brain. You know what I mean? Like TV, commercial.
I don't know. It evoked a lot of emotion. I mean, she was in tears and she was like, I said, we will figure something out. And I think my husband said, yeah, but there's a lot of women that can't fit. And I was like, you're not, honey, you're not helping. I'm trying to.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
So I was like, I probably need to tell her how a pregnancy actually happens. And
yeah, that's a good idea.
So I think we can totally expand on this on what our talks were like. But if there's parents that are stressing over about it, got it done in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And there were multiple weird accounts, and we'll unpack that.
Can we just direct them to watch Big Mouth on Netflix? Because that's how I'm going to treat my children if I ever have them. I think does the whole job for me. And it's a cartoon. Kids love cartoons.
You know, she gave me some feedback already. She told me, good job, Mom. She's like, that wasn't as traumatizing as I thought it was going to be.
Traumatizing.
And then I got a follow-up question last night. She comes over and she whispers to me, she goes, so when kids are referencing a cherry, what are they talking about? And I'm like, the first time you have sex. And she goes, well, that's a rude reference.
It's a very... It's funny she says rude because I'm like, it's kind of a polite way to put it because it's like a cherry when you visualize it. You're like, it's cute. It's a nice little round fruit. That's nice.
I think some people that have reference have been kind of sassy in it. So anyway, not that she needs to worry about that. So, Brian, what are we sponsored unofficially by today?
Yeah.
Today's episode is unofficially sponsored by Flex Menstrual Disc Tampon. Enjoy the most comfortable period of your life. Unlike tampons and menstrual cups, Flex sits just past the vaginal canal and can't be felt once it's in place. Go to flexfits.com to find the right fit for your period solutions.
Well done.
I'm really gonna work on sponsorship this week.
I don't even know what those are, man.
You think this is funny as hell.
If you would like to officially sponsor us, right now we are super affordable with our
I would almost pay the sponsors to sponsor us.
So if you are interested in sponsorship opportunities, shoot us over an email at itgotweirdpod@gmail.com. And so periods, sex talks, sex mishaps,
all the good things,
all the fun things. Cass, have you ever had a mishap in the sex department?
Oh yeah, being on this earth for 30 years now, you're bound to have a few of those.
Do tell.
So I have a couple stories I could share. The first one is, it does not take place in the bedroom. I went out, this is when I still lived in Portland, Oregon, and I went out to buy myself a new butt plug. And I decided to get a couple drinks after, and I was going to meet a friend. Actually, I think I was supposed to meet a date. Jenny, do you remember? Was I supposed to meet a date after that?
I think it was a date.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet some guy.
I think it was a Tinder date.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which bravo with a butt plug right out of the gate.
I make such good choices. They were in the same neighborhood. My sex store is in the same neighborhood. So I'm like, why wouldn't I go there, grab that, and I can go on the date. So I commandeered the butt plug, which was a cute pink little silicone butt plug, not very big. But it came in this, box
please plug one more time, please.
Butt plug.
Oh.
But it was ridiculous because it was like a 2-inch butt plug. It came in this box that was like 10 inches. So they gave me a box and a bag. So I'm carrying this sex bag around with me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to see this guy. So I'm going to get rid of the bag.
Is the box like a masculine version of like, a 10-inch box with a 2-inch toy?
maybe that was a symbolism there. Maybe that was it. Either way, it was far too many materials to carry around on a first date. So I go into the restroom. I had a cocktail at the bar that's close by before this date. And I go into the restroom to get rid of the packaging. And I'm in the stall. No one's in the room, I don't think, at least. And I open up the box and the butt plug, the adorable pink silicone butt plug, springs from its case. Like it was carbonated. Yes. Yay, freedom. Springs from its case, bounces into the next stall because it's silicone, so it's going to bounce. Bounces into the next stall. I am stuck there holding... Yeah, bong, 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 bong. I'm stuck.
It's like one of those animated series from Disney. It's just like
it felt like that, and this was probably over a duration of 25 seconds, but it felt like 4 hours in this bathroom trying to wrangle a butt plug in the next stall.
Is that like asking somebody from toilet paper, could you hand me a butt plug?
Well, I immediately froze. I'm like, oh my God, what if someone's in there? Do I ask for it? Do you think they'll just hand it back?
Do you have an extra butt plug in the stall next to you?
Do they think it just fell out when I sat down? Like it was already up? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of ways this could go. So I froze.
My makeup sponge.
That's exactly right. It was super clean. It's brand new. So
I don't think they're going to smell it.
Jenny is really hung up on smelling things today.
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm a little hungover.
I see. Well, that'll do it. You become hypersensitive in that state.
Watch out, cardboard.
So let's see. The plug is in at least one stall down. I'm still in my stall, mortified, holding the packaging. And I'm like, okay, quick plan. Just look under the stalls. If there's no feet, just get your ass in that stall, get the plug, and get out of here. Luckily, I creep down to the public restroom and look under the stall, and no one's there. So I'm like, oh, thank God. I fly as fast as I can out of that fucking stall into the next, grab it. And in the one hand, I had all the packaging, and like the garbage can was by the door. And I'm just praying to God no one walks in while I'm doing this. And it was one of those garbage cans that has like a hole on the top. It's not like a swing one, but you just like punch your garbage downward. Mm-hmm. And I take this packaging and I just like, I cram my hand as deep as I can into the garbage can to get rid of like this butt plug packaging, which is really, really ridiculous for how much packaging there was. And I fly out of that bar so fast. I was so paranoid that someone was going to walk in and witness all this. And then I went on my date. So I put this butt plug in the bottom of my purse. So like if I was pulling out a phone or a wallet or, chapstick or something, there wouldn't be any risk of it like springing back to life and landing on like my date's lap or anything. So it was safely tucked into my bag. And then later that night boiled to get rid of any germs that might or might not be on it, so that's my butt plug story.
What's the, I know you had one when you came back from one of your trips.
Wait a minute. How is that a sex mishap story?
Sex toys.
Yeah, okay. A toy that a situation that went wrong. I mean, I have more stories, but when I came back from holiday, Jenny, can you help me remember?
You said, remind me when we talk about sex toys, something with in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Oh, the dolphin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weren't your dogs involved?
No, not with the dolphin. I think we're confusing two stories, but I do have, this is another toy story where toys don't belong story.
That should be the title. Toys don't belong.
where toys don't belong. I had a vibrating dolphin ring, and it had the little vibrating beans.